I cramped. I cramped and cramped and cramped. I felt so much like my period was gonna start. So I've made it to 5 weeks. There have been so many emotions and things to think about. I've suffered an early loss chemical pregnancy, they call them, where the baby just doesn't like implant all the way or ride or whatever. And so I'm kind of skittish when it comes to the beginning of pregnancy. So I take a lot of tests because I want to see that line getting darker, which shows the HCG is growing. So thankfully I had a bunch of cheap tests on hand and I put together somewhat of a line progression. So symptoms before I found out, I had a few, but I didn't really think that it was going to be a positive test. Symptoms, I would say there were some that could point to pregnancy, but maybe I didn't realize or didn't know for sure if that's what it was. I do remember I was really tired there for a while, and I thought, I was just exhausted because, I have well, he was 7 months at the time. I also have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old. I thought, well, I'm just tired. And then the other things that there were was kind of more around the middle of my cycle. So I was probably just newly pregnant. Either that or it was ovulation pains, but I got some really tender, like pulling, and not really a pain, but more like a tenderness. And I've had this before in one of my other pregnancies, and it kind of was just like, And I remember that day feeling that way and just like not trying to push myself past that because I was like, maybe, because I knew, it was kind of that I could possibly be. But I didn't really think I was still at that point. And then I was really, really grouchy. Like everything upset me. Even if I didn't like show that I was upset, I was so grouchy, and probably my husband could tell. And just everybody, anything they said, even if it wasn't annoying, it just annoyed me. And I was like, I could notice it. It's like, why do I feel so upset at everything? And I thought, PMS for sure. This feels so much like PMS. Like I need chocolate or something because I'm like gonna explode. And so that was the real reason I thought my period was coming. And then let's see, so I was tired, a little bit of tenderness, my crankiness. Let's see what else. Oh, so one night my husband and I were chilling, and I might have told this story. I'm not sure if I told this story in my other video, but we were chilling eating some ice cream, and I just got this real hankering for this roasted chicken that was in the refrigerator. So I ran and I got the roasted chicken out of the refrigerator, and I came back to the couch and was eating it, and I just wanted to dip it in the ice cream. And so I did, and it was so good. And my husband was like, "You're pregnant, aren't you?" Or something like that, like, "You're pregnant." And I was like, no, this is just really good. You should try some. And he's like, don't put that in there. You could get like, like contaminants in the ice cream, because it was just like the ice cream container I was wanting to dip it in. But it was so good. And it, I guess, is a weird thing to do. But I don't know, because it tasted really good. Does anyone else do that when they're not pregnant? Dip chicken in ice cream. So there was that. And then the last thing, which I cramped. I cramped and cramped and cramped. I felt so much like my period was going to start. I was waiting for like 4 or 5 days, I feel like. And I remember one night in particular, it was a Wednesday, we were actually at church, and my husband was speaking, and I really didn't feel like, I think he was speaking that night. He does every once in a while. And I did not feel like going in. I just did not feel like it. I was in so much, like, I felt like it was just about to start. It was so bad. And that's what really made me think, like, my period is going to start any minute. I feel like it could just start any minute. And it just didn't start and didn't start. And I was so frustrated. I thought I'm trapped in PMS forever. I was 7 months postpartum. It was my 3rd cycle. I'd had one, and then 30 days later, or 29 days later, I started again. And this would have been my 3rd in a row. And I might have had one random one at the beginning, but anyway, so I was like, I'm just trapped in PMS forever. My body cannot start. Like, I cannot get my period to come on, and I'm just gonna have to live this way forever. And I was so frustrated. I was like waiting to start. Like, I just wanted to get on with my life. And so I started taking tests, and they were all negative, and it was like I was supposed to start my period on a Tuesday, and Tuesday nothing positive, Wednesday nothing positive, and I started testing a little bit before that, I think, even, because I was hurting so bad, and I was like just trying to figure out what my body was doing. And I thought, like, well, I'm hurting, I should be started, but I'm not started, so what's going on? So finally it got to Friday night. We were getting ready for, my 7-month-old was being dedicated at church that Sunday, and my mother-in-law was coming to stay with us and be there for the dedication. So we were getting stuff ready, trying to get, you know, things ready to make sure the house was okay enough. And that night, I decided to take a test, another one, just like randomly. Oh, I know why. I wanted to like kind of video it and talk about what I was going through, like with, you know, trying to get my cycle on track, and it was frustrating me. So I was like, let's make something positive out of this. And, you know, maybe other people would find it interesting, or maybe someone else is like, you know, maybe it would be relatable, you know, while you're trying to get your track back on track, you know, the confusion of all that, especially with nursing, it can just mess up your whole cycle. So I went to take this video, and I was so shocked that there was like the faintest line, and I knew it was different because I'd taken a bunch of these tests, and these tests had like these like evap lines on them, but this one was different because it kind of still appeared while it was wet. And so I went to show my husband, and he did not believe me. And so he was like, that doesn't really look like a line, and I'm not convinced that that's a line. So then the next day, I had to go out and get like a better test. Anyway, I might tell that story another time about telling my husband, but so that was kind of my symptoms leading up to finding out. And then I still was like kind of sore right around the time I found out, kind of crampy and like just kind of sore and like hurting, and that seemed kind of like hard. I wanted to make sure everything was good, but I knew it's normal to feel some of these things in pregnancy. Then that was Friday night. Saturday, I got like a really good positive on a first response. Sunday, went to church Sunday morning, had our baby's dedication. It was really fun. Sunday afternoon, I had like a little tiny bit of pale spotting, and I was so scared. And I thought, oh no, this is a chemical. I'm gonna lose this baby too. And that's when it like really hit my heart that I wanted, like, I mean, I knew about the baby, I was excited and I wanted it, but like when I thought about like losing a baby, not getting to meet my child, I don't care how many children you already have, you want to know your child when you know there's one, you know, in your stomach. You want to know, you want it in your womb, I should say. You want to know that child. It doesn't make it easier to lose one just because you have other kids, I would say. I mean, I know it must be very hard not to have any babies, and like all babies are a gift, but like just to lose, the thought of losing my child, not getting to meet my child, just really broke my heart, and it made me fall in love with the baby and want the baby so much. I made sure the Lord knew how much I wanted the baby, and like went and rested the rest of like, for like a couple of hours, maybe not the rest of the evening, but for a while, went and laid down. My husband took care of the kids and just listened to some good music and like rested and slept. And I thought, well, it's gonna start up bleeding, maybe it will do it while I'm taking a nap. I can't just sit here and wait for it to start. Like, I gotta get my mind on something else. So I laid down. When I got up, I went to the restroom, and there wasn't anything more spotting, nothing. And so I kept taking tests, and every time, like, I was just so thankful when I'd go to the bathroom and there wasn't spotting, or I'd get a test and it was darker. I was just so thankful. So that's what my life has been like since last Friday. So this is now Thursday. So it was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I've been taking these tests and like trying to figure stuff out. My mom has been encouraging me when we talk to make sure I'm taking my prenatals, which you should do nursing anyway. And so that's kind of where I'm at. Now my symptoms that I'm having currently, and it's kind of exciting. I never realized it was so exciting, but I started getting a little bit nauseous. Maybe it was yesterday, the day before, just a little tiny bit. And this morning I woke up, I was nauseous. Last night I was a little bit nauseous, and I know it's early to be kind of nauseous, but it's just a little bit. And I've been so thankful for it, because it means like, if you're nauseated, it means your HCG is probably growing and can be a very good sign of a healthy baby. So I've been thankful for the nausea, even though it's like, nausea, but I'm thankful for it.